You got it.
Yeah, so this is a position you absolutely do not want to be. Zerg plus 1 base on you is scary. Zerg plus freaking 2 bases on you is an absolute nightmare. Do not want to be there at all. But he's got this mentality now. He's like, oh god, I lost that. I've got to build up here. I've got to stop. I've got to protect myself. I got to build up. I can't harass. And so really he does nothing, and he gets held in his base. And you see the Mutalisks flying around.
Oh, there they go.
Doing their harassment thing, trying to keep him in there. You see he's now engaging the missile turrets. And so it's, this is where Zerg wants you to be. In fact, everyone hates Mutalisks. Mutalisks in a stand-up fight are worthless. If you have enough Marines, they will lose to Marines with Stim and Medivacs every single time. What they are good for is cleaning up after the Banelings come in and blow up all your Marines, or harassing. Because what a Zerg is going to do, he's going to try to harass you, make you stay on your base, run your forces all around. He's not going to straight up engage you until he feels happy. So these Mutalisks are the perfect harassment tool. They're fast, they fly, they'll run in and out. Your Marines are going to be stimming and running over here. Your Marines are going to be stimming and running back over here. That is what they're for. They're harassment.
And as you guys can see, Stevel's now being forced to build more missile turrets in his base. Those are minerals you're never going to get back because the harassment has been effective. And his economy is suffering. I mean, I'm going back to the units tab one more time. Oop, hurts a Mutalist. There they are. I mean, looking at the unit tabs, he has 34 SCVs under 62. So, I mean, the Zerg, Joker Blue has 3 times the workers Stevel does. And, I mean, as we can see, this gap just kind of keeps growing, and that's what makes playing TVZ so difficult. Why it's really important to see this game we're going to show next. I mean, it's really hard. I'm actually going to speed things up to go to ×2 in 3, 2, 1, play, and we're going to get to this next push we're going to see because I don't want to waste a bunch of time. Here we go. Engaging the Mutalisks, kind of scaring them off, no big deal. And he's moving up here onto what is going to be his third, and I'm going to hit pause right now. Pause right as the Zerglings are about to attack. We are at 21 minutes and 7 seconds. Going to move back down to normal speed. And
right there with you.
Yep, great. I'm going to pull up that army tab once again. Oop, we're going to see. So right now, Stevel has half the army Joker Blue does. I mean, he's in a really bad position. And then you see him sieging up these tanks right here, and this is basically giving them away.
Yeah, this is what you absolutely... And Stevel, if you're watching this or if you see this, we are not hating on you.
Oh,
We're
no.
not saying you're a bad player. It's just that this is something that you absolutely do have to learn. Every Terran player has to learn. Your tanks are amazing ground damage dealers. They are the freaking hammer, but they are support units. You never want them to be offensive units. You want them to be hidden back behind a meat shield of some kind. What you want is your Marines in front to kind of tank some damage while the tanks just are allowed to chew. So what you really want to do, okay, look at this position. Okay, you see, look, you got the Marines way back here, you got the tanks set up, you have his forces here. What would have been better is to maybe right around the middle, like right in that kind of conclave, move up there, set up one tank. Keep moving forward, set up another tank. Keep moving forward, set up a third tank with the Marines spread all around him. And from that point on, take the back one, move him forward. Take the middle one, move him forward. So you always have 1 or 2 tanks sieged up because you can't just unsiege against a Zerg army this big. You can't. Even with your Marine upgrades, even with STEM, they are going to rickroll you.
It's definitely no fun to get rickrolled. And as you guys can see, actually, what I was doing while WinterBorn was giving some great advice, I was sitting here and I was grabbing Marines. I'm grabbing 5 right here. I'm grabbing 6 right there. I'm grabbing 4 right here. And just sitting here. And this is how you're going to want to split. I mean, before you even get to this point in the battle, you're just going to want to, grab a few. That's 3. Grab 3. Grab 3, grab 4, whatever, and keep doing that, and then you can keep pulling them apart, and that's how you're going to split. But because they're in a big group here and they're far away from those tanks, I'm going to hit play in 3, 2, 1, go. I mean, the tanks they're splashing themselves, they're getting just torn to bits, and here come the Mutalisks cleaning up all those tanks, and actually the Marines are doing a really good job. But Banelings coming in and just wiping everything out. Oh, and Stimmen are running away. Good job.
He would have been able to do a lot more. He might. I'm not sure if he could have killed all those Mutalisks, but he could have killed a lot more. In fact, he could have maybe put himself back on even terms if he had spread and stemmed the Marines and not lost so many of them to Banelings.
Yep, and again, spreading, it's one of those things where it's honestly, when you get to the level where Steeble is at and then even higher, it's no longer an option. You really cannot stand there. And honestly, you look at this game, Steeble's now 60 food behind. This game is over. Now we're going over here, he's trying to make a planetary fortress, the Mutalisks are going to come clean that up. The game's over. The Berserk is on 4 bases, he's got his gold now, and it's just... there's nowhere for Steeble to go. I think we should probably just move on to the next game because I really want to, keep people interested and keep the point that you really can do some stuff. Steeble, you played a great game, man. Like, this game goes on. Goes on for another 8 to 10 minutes. You didn't just get claimed.
I'll say this: you had the right idea, definitely the right idea. It's just the execution, which needs a little bit of work, and that's what we're going to be showing you in this next game.
Yep, so I'm going to hit pause.
Because
F10.
while it's not, I feel that I executed it fairly well in this next replay.
Yep, and this is a Masters level Zerg. I believe he was 2,400 Masters, if I'm not correct. I watched it.
2,400 Masters. Yep. This is actually the first Masters that I've played in the ladder so far. Like, this is the first time my MMR has been up high. I've been playing 2,900 diamonds, but this is the first Master League I've ever played in the ladder situation. So I was definitely saw that.
Yep. Okay. So I have it loaded up. WinterBorn, tell me when you're ready. I'm giving a little background. The map is Metalopolis. We are spawning on close air distances, but far on the ground, as you guys can see. It's kind of a haul going all the way up here. Back to there, but the air distance is very, very close. I feel like this isn't optimal for Zerg, but it's a lot better than the close positions we saw from the first game, making it a little harder for Winter to do some early pressure. Again, still waiting on Winter to be ready. I am locked and loaded.
Well, I've got it ready. Just whenever you're ready to press play, I'm good.
Good deal. So we're going to play in 3, 2, 1, go. Hopefully I am on regular speed. I am. Wonderful. There we go. And we see WinterBorn spawning here as a Red Terran playing against Polito? Yeah, I can read. Polito. Yeah. The blue Zerg player. And he's a Masters level Zerg player, so he is by no means a pushover. He knows what he's doing. And this is going to show someone keeps pinging me. So this is going to show I swear. I'm not even gonna answer it. Oh.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We are.
Yeah, we are a lot.
This is one thing that actually, you know what? Let's pause it for a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause that. Who is pinging me? Bring up that.
Oh, that's the leaders going crazy in TeamSpeak. We'll just
we'll
ignore that. If you hear the little ding in the background, just ignore it. That's our illustrious leaders yelling at each other without using microphones. But I'm actually going to be resuming at exactly the 1 minute mark in 3, 2, 1, playing.
Got it.
So what I do, I struggled a lot with TVZ, and I finally found a build. This was given to me by a Master League Terran. It was actually given to me and Matt at the same time. And what it features a double harass. What you do is you 1-1-1, and you do a Hellion harass that runs up the front. At the same time, you do a medevac drop in the back at his main mineral line with Marines, and it can be very, very effective. The key to this build, though, is you do not lose the Marines if at all possible. You don't want to lose more than 2 or 3 of them, and if it looks like you're going to lose all of them, you got to get out instantly, because if you don't, it leaves yourself weak to some kind of counterattack. So that's what my mentality is right now. I'm like, I've got to do this build, got to know where he is, and I actually noticed I missed this Overlord in the background. If you run your SCV along that back pathway before it builds the barracks, you can actually catch that Overlord scout, and so you'll know that he's right above me, and I don't have to run all the way over here and scout all these other positions.
Yep, unfortunately you do miss it, and I was noting the Zerg player goes pool first, so that kind of bunker pressure we were talking about earlier, not really going to be effective. So this kind of build is definitely a better decision. We see him stealing your gas, which is very pesky.
It is very pesky, but it's okay, because the good thing about this build is I do not need that second gas until after the harass is over. So I can do everything I need to on one gas until I get, well, basically until I expand, because you do expand very quickly with this build, but I'm going to go ahead and take it down because I don't want to give them a line of sight in my base. But it's not as pesky as if I was doing 2 port Banshees. I would be completely screwed right now.
Yep.
So it's very gas friendly, you could say.
For sure. We see the hatchery now going down for Polito. I'm just going to call him Zerg, for the Zerg player. There we go. Matt knows what's up. And only 2 Zerglings coming out, so obviously not looking for pressure. Yeah, we see also a factory coming out. Is there any reason you put it right up against your wall?
The reason I put it up against the wall is just in case of a Baneling bust. Right here, and I remember I believe I was on the stream the other day when this happened. I was streaming, and I just realized this is just a better way to build it, just because if they bust down this depot, they still have to go through a building that has 1,250 health. They still have to go through the barrier that has 1,000 health, and if you put a bunker or another depot or 2 behind over here, it's a lot harder for them to get into your base. So that is actually how you secure yourself against the Baneling bust, by using production facilities.
They act as great meat shields. We see a Hellion on the way. I'm sure it will be part of your harass. And again, you guys note he's not taking that second gas. He doesn't need it yet, so it's going to free up some more minerals, for the Hellions, for the Marines, and for the expansion later on.
Yeah, the point of this build is that you harass very, very quickly. Or you harass, and I'll say quickly. I mean, it's a very specific time in harass. As soon as it's done, you go. You wait too long, it's not going to work. But you expand while that's going, so that you go ahead and you have that expansion up, and you're actually going to see how I follow it up, which I really like to follow up to this too.
I did enjoy watching this game, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy watching it once again with us. We see the lair coming down here from the Zerg player, so I wouldn't say it's a rushed lair, but it is fairly early. 6 minutes is pretty standard, maybe even a little fast. So Banshees would not have been super effective. He could have gotten, if you were going double port Banshees, he would have definitely had detection. He would have been able to deal with this. We see the command center going down like you were talking about, and looks like you are getting ready to move out. We see the Hellions and the Marines loading up, so there we go.
And we're actually, we're going to be, I want you to focus on the Hellions at first. Actually even press back a few times and just kind of focus on the drop up there. But for now, watch the Hellions as they go in.
I like you attacking it. The statue, that was cute.
Yeah.
Okay, watching them go in.
When we go in, just keep an eye on the Hellions and watch how I'm poking around with them. I'm running them around. I'm forcing those queens to pull back. I'm keeping him right here. And now keep watching them. Okay, the queens are pulling back, and I'm going into the mineral line, and now I'm going to be roasting some drones.
And Hellions just doing a lot of damage and forcing all these drones away, getting some free kills. And yeah, we'll definitely go back and watch the drop section, because obviously you weren't paying attention here. You were over there at the drop, and now you're back to the Hellions again. So
kind of doing some micros. So let's press back.
I'm gonna pause.
Might not even be enough. Oop. Press back about 2 times.
1 time.
Maybe 3 times.
We're gonna see 730. Going, we're still in the mineral line. Back once again.
710 is where you want to be.
One more time. Hit that back. Hopefully it doesn't skip to like the beginning. Sometimes that happens randomly. So I'm at 710. I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1. This is perfect. We got the Marines dropping down. 3, 4. Yeah, and all these drones being pulled off. And the Queen's having to come back. And you're paying attention. You're going to focus fire the Queen. He does not transfuse, which is a big deal. He actually does not have the energy. There we go. 1 transfuse going down. Trying to save that Queen, and I'm not quite sure if you do get her. We're going to see.
I don't believe I get that last Queen. I could have done better. I could have picked off the Overlord. I chose to go for a few drones instead.
Yep, there we go. But you get,
see this.
Oh, sweet. Getting out of dodge.
Yeah, I'm leaving now. You don't want to lose his medevac, you don't want to lose his Marines, but that harass was incredibly effective in the fact that it took him off mining for a long time. If you look up at the units lost tab, I lost 6. The 3 Hellions and maybe 3 Marines, and he lost 11 drones. Well, basically